Good morning, everybody. Pedro and I will be with you shortly. Audio check, audio check. While we're getting started here, if everybody could hit that like button, drop a comment, share, do all those normal things we ask you to do later. Get this going a little early in here. Share that stream in your favorite trading forum, DGen group, or just show it to your mom. Good morning, everybody. Tried, you're hearing the intro music. Another day, another show. Stand by while we get those servers serving. Electrons moving up to that higher orbit just to bring that vision from my camera to your screen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of this great award-winning show here. And as I always say, we gave ourselves the award, but someone has to win. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is, let's look at the date, June 6, 2025. Almost to the end of the year already. Okay, we got a lot in between there. Specifically today, it was an interesting week. BTC, ladies and gentlemen, Pedro is not here yet. He'll be on in just a minute. But BTC, Bitcoin retraced just as he said it would and came right down into the area that Pedro said, right down into the 101s. Perhaps another lower level coming after that, or are we just going back up after this? Also, the markets responded today. The Nasdaq specifically, and also Bitcoin did. It was going to come back up after this little bit of move down, but when was nobody knew until Donald Trump tweeted today, wanting the Fed to lower interest rates by a full point. And now, a full point is a big jump. We haven't changed rates in a long time. Meanwhile, the European Central Bank has lowered their rates 10 times in a row. And also today was non-farm employment. What is non-farm employment? Why is it important to you? It doesn't matter. Those numbers were released by the U.S. government today. We'll get into those numbers. Welcome everyone watching us on YouTube. Shireen and Spurgis, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Let's see if we're getting the social stream here. Yep, there it is. There's the comments. Thanks. Hopefully Jason will make it to the show also. Hope you guys are having a great Friday in the Spurgis household. What else is going on here today? Well, let's just get before Pedro comes on, let's get the beginnings out of the way here. Let's give everyone a big welcome, everyone. Please comment, like, subscribe, follow. Just do it. That's right, everybody. Just do it. Let me get the old X feed going here too. Streaming today on Rumble, YouTube, X, Twitch. I think that's about it. We've kind of given up on Kick for a while. Too many weird people over on Kick. Why isn't my Bitcoin screen coming up here? There it is. Anyway, Pedro, where art thou? Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't realize that Pedro is in the background waiting on a conference call, or on hold for an important call that he's on. He'll be on the show in just a little bit. To talk about the markets, what went on this week, and what is going to come up on your agenda for next week. Anyway, Pedro, we'll be sitting here waiting for you, as we always do.
Yes, do me a favor. Go over some of the news and talk about Elon. Also, talk about the latest news. It's been really interesting to actually watch your guru. They're really staying on top of this stuff, and I'm actually really impressed with them. Go over some of the stuff that they talked about. And I almost want to sit there and then also talk about MiCA in Europe, some of the new developments there. I think that would be a good thing to talk about, and then we can move forward. So, but I apologize for the late response here, guys. Forgive me.
That's all right. Pedro has, as we all know, Pedro turned his car into a smoking pile of rubble last week. Or has it been 2 weeks now? Anyway, he's dealing with the insurance company. Pedro is fine. He was just avoiding someone who ran a light. And unfortunately, in Pedro's way doing that, there was a pole or some whatever it was. Anyway, as we all know, dealing with insurance companies takes forever. Welcome to everyone that's watching us on X. Welcome for the crew that everyone is watching this Elon versus Trump thing. It really is amazing. It really is amazing. Last night or yesterday on our show, we spoke about it. We spoke about the Elon and Trump mess as it was happening. We're just like, shut up. Yesterday, the theme of our show was Elon watching all his hard work go up in flames, and then as the day wore on, how interesting did it get? I mean, how interesting did yesterday get when Elon, who was buddies with the president, spent $288 million, also lost $100 billion in net worth, and has had to furlough some of his employees at Tesla because of the left-wing nut jobs out there burning his cars and stuff like that. Because God forbid they didn't want him to save any money at the U.S. government level. And then it devolved into a he said, she said thing from Mr. Trump. And as we all know, Pedro and I have generally leaned towards the Trump administration here because the Biden administration was so terrible for the crypto world and digital economy, and basically said we were all just scammers and feeding the North Korean terrorism machine. When there's billion-dollar businesses around it, multi-billion-dollar businesses that are completely legitimate around it, as we all, I don't need to preach to the crowd here. But I've always said, Mr. Trump's a little light on the truth. Yesterday, about everything that Mr. Trump would tweet, Elon would refute with Mr. Trump's own tweets from the past. One of the best parts about it was talking about balancing the budget. Mr. Trump obviously has put forth a budget that's $3.7 trillion. That's $370 billion a year over 10 years over budget. When Elon and the rest of all of us were hoping the budget would be lower in order so we could pay off some of our debt, Elon dug up a tweet from President Trump from 2012 that said, Trump tweeted, every congressman and senator should not be allowed to run for re-election if they did not vote for a balanced budget. Elon, of course, retweeted and said, I agree.
Thomas.
Yes, sir. Pedro?
Sorry, my bad. Yes, let's check this out right now. Let's go.
I don't know who Pedro's talking to here, guys. He'll come back to us in a minute. But for everyone else out there, let's make sure we. Oh, I'm watching the Tom. Welcome everyone. Please comment, like, subscribe, follow. Just do it. Just do it. Anyway, but we watch the shows Housewives of Orange County, Housewives of Atlanta, Housewives of whatever, and they're all buddies. They're everything buddy. Episode 1, they're buddy. Everything's great. Episode 2, everything's great. But what'd she say? I don't know. But we're still buddies. Let's go out and have some coffee or something like that and compare nose jobs. And then episode 3, it's like, all right, that's been stewing on me for since the last episode. Next thing you know, it's bitch and wig pulling. And that's the same pattern that followed with Trump and Elon. And right now they're in the equivalent of a girl fight in which the wigs get tossed and shirts come off. And it's just like 18-year-olds in high school. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's funny, though. It's divided the Republican Party for the first time against Mr. Trump in pretty much poll after poll after poll. It's 75% of people agree with Elon, and 25% agree with the president. And 25% will always agree. The president could say, we're going to nuke Antarctica tomorrow, and they'd be like, yeah, get rid of those damn penguins. But the other 75% wanted things to be better, and they're not getting it. Yet. Yeah, I take that back. I could be wrong, but the larger congressional budget coming out of Congress is not what they wanted. Not at all what they wanted. Let me get to the system's running a little slow today for some reason. Chinese must have been in the computer overnight. Stream Deck not even working at all. Give me a second to tune this up here. Stream Deck, where are you? Oh, of course, Stream Deck wants me to log back in. All right, let's see if we can get my screen up here. Pardon me while I fix the browser screen here. Let's see, what screen should it be here? Should be, yeah, that one. All right, let's give a quick Bitcoin update since Pedro isn't here to do that. It's up. It's up. We had the tankage last night from it. Let's see if we can. That's the 1 minute chart here. Let's bring up the 15-minute chart. I'm sure this is all what you want to know. This is quite the incredible pattern last night. Big consolidation yesterday here, and my system's running slow. Big consolidation past a couple of days there. Not much going on. All of a sudden yesterday, big dump. Floor just dropped out of everything. Hoping you were short there, not long. And then starting late last night, just the long climb upward to where we are now. Past, this is the 15-minute chart. In fact, we even broke the 15-minute 200 moving SMA. 200 simple moving average here, which is all good news. Very bullish for Bitcoin. Let's look at the hour chart. Same thing, it came up. Actually now the hour chart is closing above the 200 SMA. Here, the red line is the SMA here in the chart. All right, you see the green lines closing above it. It's pretty small. Let me try and make that bigger. Anyway, the technical analysis people say that that's good. It's good. I listened to Sam Price all morning today talking about it. Crypto Lifer, if you haven't joined his group yet, you should go do that. It's a lot of fun. Does a lot of day trading, things we don't do. Does a lot of day trading on the stream. Very interesting, and you learn a lot. Yet, right. We'll be talking about TradeWave coming up too, but I don't anticipate doing 10 day trades during the day and that type of stuff But anyway, as you can see, Bitcoin moving up consistently over the past about 12 hours here, and in my opinion, and which is only my opinion, novice noob opinion, is still looking bullish here if the market continues that way. And the biggest green candle you see there is 3 candles ago. That was when Mr. Trump said, "Mr. Powell, I want you to reduce the rates by 1% or else." Now the trouble is that Mr. Powell doesn't have an or else. The president can't fire him. The president can say, "I have the power to fire him," whatever. He doesn't. He's appointed for 5 years, and that's it. Congress can remove him, but not the president. Anyway, we'll get more into Bitcoin after that. Let's some of the news. Let's see, where do we got going here? Oh yeah, recently met Vincent, chief executive of Polymath. Polymath is a really interesting company based here in Canada, and I met him in Toronto. I told him to watch the show, so if you're watching, Vincent, big shout out to you. Where is the? Here we go. Here's I don't listen to a lot of Mario Nawful because in my mind he's Mario Awful. But as he's getting older and more into this, it's less clickbaity. And obviously, for a long time, he was making some good money on X in the engagement, farming, the advertising that went on in his thread. And so we had a lot of clickbait, a lot of news stories that weren't vetted, rumors, conspiracy theories, things that were proven wrong 10 minutes later but generated hours of comments. But sometimes he has some good stuff. And his article here today, people need to realize What Elon is fighting for is necessary if the US economy is going to remain a global leader. I've just spent the last few days preparing for my interview with President Milei of Argentina. Now that's a guy we'd like to have on our show. The biggest takeaway, and if Mario is just realizing this, he's been living in a hole for a while. Most politicians prioritize pleasing voters in the short term over protecting the long-term health of the economy, which is exactly why countries keep racking up debt they can't afford. Doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right, pro or anti-Trump, your top priority should be the United States, and this country has a debt crisis that needs urgent attention. I admire Elon Musk for having the guts to speak his mind and call out the elephant in the room. Someone has to. That's right, and if Mario's calling you out, then you know you got a problem. But Mario's got a big following. And if both both Musk and Mario are telling you to call your congressman, you don't want this bill to be this huge, massive overspending bill, then you know something's up. Should be interesting the next couple of days. Here. Let's see. Well, interesting to note that he's going to be interviewing President Milei. Let's see what, while we're at it, let's just head over to the world of Elon. This is interesting, he has pinned, and if he's going to fund this should be interesting. Is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle class? Clearly, yes, it is. A while ago, the Republicans tried to do that with the Tea Party. They were a moderate thing going, not libertarian, but a moderate Republican kind of in the center. And the Obama government painted them as extremists. Just came right out, said they're super right-wing, extreme. I mean, literally did lawfare on them, sucked the IRS after them, audited everybody involved. And of course, if you audit 10,000 people, you're going to find someone with some tax problems. And sure enough, they did. And then they said, see, they're all just tax cheats and criminals. And it was very disingenuous by Obama, and he lost a lot of credibility with a lot of people when he did that. So I would imagine that parts of the government would do that the same thing to discredit a new political party. In Canada here, we have 3 major ones. Well, actually 4 now. Actually 2 major ones and a bunch of minor league ones. There was a fairly strong third party, but they blew it in the last election. They blew it, and now they're no longer a party at all. Let's see what else let's see. Declaration of Meme says, I went from feeling enthusiastic in January, February, to being completely disillusioned by the Republicans. Literally, I was thinking I was going to use my platform to campaign in the midterm to help them secure more wins. And then Wall Street Mav, which was reposted by Elon, said this is why Republicans will likely lose the House in 2026, and then the Democrats will spend 2 years investigating and impeaching President Trump. Trump and the Republicans in Congress need to deliver. We want budget cuts. We want agencies shut down. We don't want big government. We talked about this at length yesterday. Jesse Waters of Fox News says the media said that Musk was the co-president. The media said Trump was doing favors for Elon Musk. Well, if you look at this big, beautiful bill, there's no favors for Elon Musk in it at all. That's right. He didn't ask for anything. Let's see. The guy on the screen is Mark Andreessen Horowitz, famous for inventing Netscape browser and the World Wide Web browsing capability. The federal government today pays more interest on the debt than we do in a budget for the Department of Defense. We pay 1.2. We might add, we mentioned this yesterday on the show. We pay 1.2 billion a year in just interest on debt. I'm sorry, he wrote billion. That should be trillion. We pay 1.2 trillion a year in just interest on debt. Total government spending is about 7 trillion. Interest payments are 1.2 trillion. DoD is 800 billion a year. Let's find some of the he said, she said. It's amazing how much Elon tweets. It really is. Starlink minis on taxis in Zimbabwe. Let's see. Elon says, if America goes broke, nothing else matters. All right, that's enough. We get that. I still have the intro music playing. Give me a second to get rid of that. All right, let's check out the comments here. Oh, I was like, oh, Wall Street Mav was listening. I just grabbed his tweet. Crypto Mike's in the house. What up, Crypto Mike? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto Mike coming to us from Manitoba, Kanukistan. Let's see. Where else? What are the other news things? You know what? I don't know what I did with my other news. I had like 4 news stories. Now, this is one of them. We talk a lot about Michael Saylor here. One of the things we talk about, him buying endless amounts of Bitcoin, and they just upped their preferred stock offering to $1 billion to buy more Bitcoin. Unbelievable. Just people keep buying it. It's amazing. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Circle. That's right. We've been talking about Circle going public. We had last week we did a show about stable coins. They closed. They went public yesterday. Circle closed with an 18.4 billion valuation, well below Coinbase's IPO, but ahead of newer entrants like Fold and eToro. Circle closed up $83, up 168% from its $31 IPO price. That means they left money on the table. And they got advised poorly by their investment banks. Donald Ray Alexander. Thanks for joining us, Donald Ray Alexander. Appreciate it. Happy Friday. Yes, thankfully it's Friday. Pedro and I have been on all week. Pedro up here in this box is just a picture right now. He's on hold. Or I shouldn't say he's on hold. He's on a call dealing with an insurance company. And once you get them on the phone, you can't hang up. Sorry, I got to go live on the air. Nope. Anyway, Circle stock closed up, but they left a lot of money on the table. I mean, I realized there was plenty of FOMO going on, and people buying their stock. But it's not like they're a massive high growth organization right now. They get money. If you give them $1 billion in cash, in fiat, and they give you $1 billion USDC. Remember, Circle is the company that runs the USDC stablecoin, just like Tether runs the USDT stablecoin. And Circle's market cap of the coin of USDC is $60 billion. $60 billion. So they own something that's worth $60 billion. And they have $60 billion in cash behind that. But their market valuation is only $18.4 billion. So there's a discrepancy of $42 billion. The question is why? Why? And I'm sure all of you want to know, but one is perceived risk that something bad could happen and all that money could go away. Or that $60 billion, which is generating $3 billion in cash per year at minimum for free, just for holding, buying U.S. Treasuries and earning about 5% on them. If Trump is successful and gets the rates to come down, yields will come down on those bonds most likely, and they'll earn less money. Obviously, the 18 billion times market cap, so a Circle makes 3 billion. That's 6 times earnings, which is pretty good for a company that doesn't have any assets other than electronic buttons. Boop, 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 boop. Right. Unlike Facebook, I mean, those other tech companies have communities. USDC doesn't have a community; it just has a currency that people use to trade. Welcome, Elon Tried, to the show. Pedro will be talking about that later when he goes into their charts. But I don't know if anyone noticed. We got meme coined. That's right. If you remember, the theme to the show yesterday was Elon Tried. He tried, and that's now a meme coin. And so Pedro is going to be going over the chart. If you're from that community watching this on X or YouTube or wherever, drop some comments so we know you're there. If you're really skilled, you'll be able to restream that on Pump Fun. Grab this, share this screen, and having a show with the massive reach that we do be rebroadcast on the Pump Fun with the coin will probably 10x it. Yes, Crypto Mike, it's on Pump Fun. Yeah, you can find it just by going to Pump Fun and searching for Elon Tried. You can their Twitter account is listed in the comment section now. It's just Elon Tried. You can search for that. It's the next $10 billion coin. What's that, Pedro?
I said that was actually created for Pixie actually created that yesterday. Did she tell you the story?
Yes.
Yes, which is epic. So she saw the show yesterday and said that's got to be a meme coin. So she actually established that and got that going. And so, I mean, they could give us some coin. I was thinking about this last night. They could give us some coin there. I'm just throwing that out there. You don't need to. You don't need to actually send us that crypto.
Pedro,
but
you're live on Pump Fun.
Oh, I am. What's up, my peoples? Oh, shoot. I am live on Pump Fun. Check this out.
I don't know where, but that was just posted.
We are live on Pump Fun. Give me one sec. I gotta go, guys. Give me one moment.
Cry P, thanks for joining the show. Really appreciate it. Elon Tried opened up. Let's see, where are they? Let's not worry about that. Let's worry about bonding curve. They're at 79% on the bonding curve right now. Need $62,365 in market cap to be bonded and head over to Radium. There's 42 Sol in the bonding curve right now, so they that's okay. So they need another 8 Sol or so, something like that, to get to Radium. I think it's going to happen. How do I see what's streaming for this here? I love the comments in the live chat here. For whoever's restreaming it, when you do your screen capture, remember to click share audio, share Windows audio. That's what you need to do. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to try to. Elon Tried. Oh, there we are. I got it now. All right. Let's just do, let's just put it on welcome. Pump Fun viewers. All right, it looks like they are getting it back on. Pedro, you're restreaming the same stream. Pedro, don't put that on your screen. Oh, that was my screen. Anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome Jojo. Send this token. Dev is docs. Ain't no rug pull. The holders are strong. The community. All right, what else we got going on here? Welcome, Pump Fun viewers. Welcome everybody coming to us on Pump. Really appreciate the viewers. Thanks a lot. Hopefully this helps the Elon Tried meme coin. As I said, we have Pedro and I have nothing to do with it, but it was the theme of our show yesterday, and the graphic is the graphic from our show yesterday. Let's see if we can get it. Let me see if I can find it here. See if it's still in the old queue. There it is. Yeah, this was it yesterday. This was our show yesterday here. Elon Tried. And how Elon Musk tried to get the federal government spending under control. The government needed a fall guy. Congressmen couldn't do it. They have to appease their electorate. They have to do anything they can to stay in office. The average congressman has to raise something like $20,000 a day to stay in office in the House of Representatives. And for the contested districts that where it could go either way, each election, they have to raise something like $120,000 a day. It's really amazing. And so they just keep spending because they want to go home to their districts and say, what's happening? Look at the pork that I brought you guys. I got you this nice new park, helped build your LRT, got you federal funding for this and that, and then our budget goes $370 billion in debt every year because of it. So it was a good show, but now it became, that's right, a meme coin. Let's go back and look at the meme coin. Pedro's going to go over the chart and do some technical analysis on it when he gets in. Let's see here. What do we got here? Oh, that's the 1 minute chart. Let's get something more practical here. Let's get the 15-minute chart. As you can see, nothing but moon. Moon. Hold on, I need to run this display here. This displays more. This is not financial advice. Nothing herein has been reviewed or approved by any authority. Opinions do not represent those of anyone except the speaker, including those of DYOR Media. Remember, not financial advice, that type of stuff. Anyway, we'll come back to this in a few minutes when Pedro is on. But pretty good though. Started out at 4,000 market cap. Is now at 24,000 for a good old solid 6x. If you were one of the ones investing at the beginning, let's look. Let's just do it. Let's look at the top holder list here. There is a 4% holder in that. I hope that's the Dev's wallet. A bunch of 3%ers in here. Not good. Too much. You guys should divide your wallets up. The 2%ers also not good. Want to see the wallets under 1%. Scares people off. I realize it's pump fun and there's all kinds of different rules for pump fun. But we all know that if someone drops, when the price goes up, that 4% wallet will go to a 1% wallet very quickly. And a 3% sale will just crush the price. We know how this works. Although if it goes to $1 billion, then nobody cares, right? Let me check the... Let me check the live chat here. Dev is trying to get audio working. Well, hopefully you guys got it working. Let me just drop the comment here. Broke Coin. Thanks for joining us, Broke Coin. Really appreciate it. Cool name, and I'm a holder, and I'm gonna buy more. Great. Don Ray Alexander, Elon Tried, love it. I'm a holder as well. Team is super experienced. DYOR and Elon Tried to the moon. Well, I hope so. Remember, DYOR has nothing to do with this token here. But since we got memed, we're willing to play along with it. Let's just put this note up for those of you if you can't hear. For those of you watching elsewhere, I want to, or if you get it on Pump Fun and the audio or video quality isn't great, just go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube. For those of you watching on Pump Fun, want to watch on YouTube stream, just search DYOR Media on YouTube and you'll find us. I can't put that in the live chat there; it just scrubs it off. But anyway, since we've been on the show here, the market cap has gone up. Good thing. Let's see it do a 100x. How about that? Come on, everybody. Let's see it do 100x. Let's get it pumped. Let's get it bonded. Yeah, let's check to see if that has changed at all since. Yeah, we're at 80% now. That's good. And one more salami has been put into the bonding curve. Let's see those comments, everybody. Thank you to everybody watching us on Rumble. For those of you that watch on Rumble, you're used to a little bit more talking politics. But today we're doing, at this point, doing more crypto stuff, including a meme coin that was memed after our show from yesterday. Actually, to be honest, it was memed after the whole Elon and Trump disaster that's going on now. Put that back up there for everybody. Fortress over on Pump says, can there be a better entry? That looks like the feed died there. Anyway. Anyway, for those of you joining us on the feed here, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Drop a comment here. Drop a comment. Drop a question. Sure, someone in the comments. If I can't answer the question, someone in the comments will. Pedro will be with us shortly. He's dealing with his insurance company still. Anyway, while we're waiting for him, let's head back to BTC and the NASDAQ. This chart. I am in a little trade right now, in a long. Let's see if we can bring this up here. And Tom, why are you in a long now? This is a good question. But I have an answer. Anyway, the answer is because we've come back all the way from the lows yesterday here. We've come back from the... Good grief. The lows yesterday. And here is almost is the classic money printer model, almost. I mean, we had the consolidation over here. Usually you kind of look for a double top somewhere. And I realize this is an hour chart, so that could kind of be a double top. And then the liquidity sweep. And yesterday was just a massive liquidity sweep. That's when the institutions, retail, market makers, they all gang up on you guys, and on me and Pedro, and try to take your money. They hit all your stops. There's this whole area yesterday. If you looked on Bookmap, you could see that it was full of orders for people to cover their long orders, hoping it would go up. So they put their sell stops order down here, and then they just came down and wrecked them. Boop, and long squeezed them, as they say. So it came all the way down to 100. What was it? 101,000. I think it dropped into 100,000s briefly, and then started its slow run up. Interesting, the volume was very low for this whole run up. It was like all the market makers took a day off, so retail traders just came in and bought it. I'm not saying that's what happened. It just, in my mind, it seemed like that. But it kept breaking all the moving averages. Pedro, I gotcha. I hear you.
Awesome. All right, I'm coming on right now. Let's go ahead.
All right, and it went through the 1 minute 200 period moving average. It went through the 5 minute 200 period moving average. It went through the 15 minute 200 period moving average, and it went through the 30 minute 200 period moving average. The man in the box next to me says, always follow the trend. To me, that was a trend. And so I said, all right, it's going to probably go for the 1 hour, and it did. And it did. This candle here was where Trump was talking. Then after that, this is the hour-long chart. You can't really see it on this chart, but it cooled for a little bit. But it still said, I was thinking it still wants to break that 200 period moving average for the 1 hour. And it did. And it closed above it. And now I'm waiting to see if the next hour will fully close above it and signal more of a bullish run for this low volume Friday afternoon. And of course, Pedro will come in here and say, yeah, but everyone's going to sell at the end of the day anyway and take their profits and go home and buy beers with it. So I have to watch out for that. Anyway, you with us there, Pedro?
Yeah, I'm coming on right now. I'm just waiting for this thing to pull up here. Alrighty, let's do this. Should work. Can you see me?
I'm just waiting. You'll come on in just a second. I'm waiting for your camera to come on here. I mean, on the screen. It's just my system is extremely slow today.
No worries.
Come on. Come on, Pedro's screen.
Let's go. Man, I'm so sorry, guys. I actually spoke with the crew over with Pixie last night, and we were all just kind of hanging out. And so we had a lot of fun yesterday. It was actually pretty cool to talk and hang out with them, with the whole entire crew there. There we go.
Oh, let's see. Where is the Pedro cam? I don't know why my stream deck is not working. Let's get you back up here.
Alrighty.
How
we doing over there on Rumble? Okay, nice. Okay, all right. Let's send this.
All right, let me get some words up here. Elon Tried.
All right, so while I go over the chart here real quick, because we actually had some stuff trigger here. We talked about, we didn't know when they were going to push it up. It's been kind of fallen off. I thought maybe in the weekend, but this played exactly how we said it was going to here. So we went at nauseum. I almost felt like it just kept annoying people, but I wanted to make sure people understood what the play that we were playing here. Do you remember this, Tom?
Hold on, I was still on the meme coin. Would you switch to Bitcoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Oh, all right. Let me switch the graphic over.
This was the play that I was speaking about that we were waiting to play. And again, shout out to all our people over on YouTube that are watching us. Donald Ray, what's up? Good to have you, man. Elon Tried, what's up? Broke Coin, good to see you. Joe, how you doing, man? Devis Docs, ain't no rug pulling here. We got Draconium, Crypto, good to see you. Wow. Cry P, what's up? We got Crypto Mike in the house, what's up? Donald Ray Alexander, que pasa, senor? And we got Mrs. Spurges here. Good to see every one of you guys. Thanks for coming in. If you guys could do us a favor real quick, please hit that like, subscribe, and thumb button. And if you would, please, just to show off here, hit the little heart button there. That does help us for whatever reason for the current show here. Hit that a few times every now and then. That also helps us out. So that definitely hits us up. Tom, while you are doing that, also don't forget to share this on the little thing we discovered yesterday for Rumble, because you can see where the viewers are. Let's see if we can test it out again and see if it works.
It's a good point.
So while you're doing that, let me go over this play here, and we will have some funnage. All right, so the biggest thing yesterday we were talking about is that we had two areas, right? We had this demand area right here that I said we could see a bounce off, and we did have a small little bounce here. Excuse me for burping, my bad. You can see here on the 5-minute, but we were really gauging really for this lower point here, right? I said that 100 area for the week, and potentially for the month, I'd expect us to come down to that 95 or 93, 91 area. So today's big rally was based off the liquidity that we talked about for 2 weeks ago. It was last week's liquidity. And remember when, or not last week's liquidity, but the liquidity from a couple weeks ago. Okay, and that's this right here. That was this area, and we were specifically talking about this ad nauseum yesterday. I was hitting this hard saying, guys, me ready to play this, and this is how you're going to play this. Please go back and look at yesterday's video and get a snapshot of this so you guys can take advantage of these plays, because I want you guys to make, again, you can't make money because if I'm telling you to make money, then I could go to jail, because that basically says that I'm
You can tell people to make money, Pedro. You just can't give them an individualized plan to do that for money.
Okay. So with that said, you can see here that I talked about this weekly 8-period moving average acting as support as we're coming in. So we should see it bounce off of it. And I said I didn't know if it was going to happen on Wednesday, but I knew we were going to see a rally back up off of this level. So I said that 50-period moving average is in correlation with that 8-period moving average in relationship to the liquidity at the bottom of this wick here. And I specifically said, this is how I want you guys to play it, right? And we went to the 5-minute, and I use this example of this market playing here. I go, here's the liquidity pool. Remember, we had this little purple sign right, or the purple line right here. And I said, you can see when price came below here, we saw it go up, right? And then it came back down and pushed back up, and then it kind of ultimately fell through. But this was the area in which we were looking to play off of that, right? This is a liquidity. It's the same type of idea here. Forgive me there as I cough in your ears. And you can play it on multiple time frames, right? This isn't just one. And I said I want to correlate the daily and weekly chart there. That weekly and daily chart also correlated right here. Give me 1 second. And if you guys have any questions, please ask, so that you guys can see the value here and take advantage of these plays. It's so important. I want you guys to take advantage of this. Look, you can see here that it came down, and the next one that I'm expecting to see, if we do continue down for the month and then the bounce back up, is this 91. Also, I want to add this in. Today's rally correlates with the
NASDAQ?
Yes, the NASDAQ, but why am I forgetting? The CME end of week traders. Remember, they trade Bitcoin as well because it is a future. So with that, and if you don't understand what I mean, look up CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and any other exchange that trades in futures. Okay, so with that, you'll sit there and be able to play this, right? And all those exchanges, those traders basically come on,
Pedro with the ever struggling camera mount. Would you just go to the drugstore, go to Walgreens or something, and buy one of those $2 suction cup mount things that has a little rotating base on it? And
I still don't understand why it's backwards. Like every time, like it just gets weird. I don't understand why. Okay, so with that said, you can see here as this market right here came down, this was Friday correlation. So they're looking, everybody's selling off. So you have all those sellers coming in. So who's taking the other side into that evening trade? That would be the people, the institutions absorbing that so they can push the market up to get out of their position for the week, because all week they've been short, right? And this is important to pay attention to because these are plays here that you can take advantage of. From Monday here, they pushed it up. We hit the crossover that we talked about. And I said, if we continue above this cross, then we're going to hit the all-time highs. But if we do not, then expect it to come down. And that's exactly what we saw. We hit the 8 and 20 cross, which then saw the drop to the next level, which is basically this level here. The liquidity here was 185 or 100,085. And I said, based on your exchange, you're going to have a different number. But you'll see here that when we hit it, it will go up. That's why I said, that's why I went to crypto.com's BTC, or if you had another one, right? Another decentralized exchange trading account, right? And so in that, you can sit there and play this. That's why I went over those details for you guys so you could take advantage of this trade. And so you can see here, we came down, we hit that 50 period moving average, and then we went up. So I said last night, many of you guys were on the thing with me last night, right? I said, I expect us to either hit that 3,000 or 4,000 area. You can see here that this trade played very nicely what we expected. So it was a great play. Now, this is how we talked about how, again, we went over this. I'm going to go over this again so you guys have a good understanding. You see here, we took the liquidity, okay, which came down into here. We saw it come up, okay, and we started seeing, this was the night session, so you're going to have lower volume. But we did see a pickup in volume as we hit this level. Once the open came in, you see, right, this is the 800. You see that there are definitely buyers coming in, pushing this up. That seller volume came in with high, but you saw people were really wanting to take up. And then into the evening, which was, this is the London Open, you see huge volume come in. This is pre-market London Open. And you saw it come in, and you just saw them starting to take it up. And this is what you saw going all the way up. Now, the way you play this is we wait for it to break that 8 period moving average with decent volume, and then we sit there and go up. And you can see here, and then what do? We put our stop at the local low, which is going to be right here, right? We put our stop here, and then we want to sit there and wait for it to go up. Once it creates a higher low and a higher high, higher high, higher low, then you can move up that. Actually, let me phrase that, because this is, I went over that trade wrong. We talked about yesterday that our trade was going to be based off the 50 period moving average. So what we were looking to do is put our trade from here. We were going to go in on our trade right here, which is the liquidity pool. And then our stop is going to be at that 50 period moving average, which is, you're going to put about one tick below, or one point below that 50 period moving average. And then as it got triggered, our risk to reward encompasses from here, and we want to get a 1-to-1. So 1-to-1 ratio would be about right here. So we were waiting for price to get about right to here. It's a little more than 1-to-1, but this is really where we're looking to hit. So you were going to then take out 60% of your trade, okay? And in that, taken out, that means that since you have a 1-to-1 ratio, 60 to 70% of that trade is in your pocket. Again, these are trades that are just real simple. These are simple trades. Elon Tried, get them. And you can see here that once we hit this area, you take out that 1-to-1 ratio. Now you are profitable. And then after that, right, that other 40 to 30% you want to see run. Okay, and you can see here that at this level, this would have been a banger trade. This would have been if you had bad week and you were breaking even, this would have put you in the even spot for the full week. But this right here, you can see we also could have went short here because we were trending. If you use whatever trending mechanism that you use for your trades, this is what you're using, right? Saying my trending mechanism, I am short at this point and I'm going short until this point, until this breaks. To me, mine is the 8 period and the 20 period moving average on the 5 and 15. These are mine. Okay, but you need to use your own, and if you do use mine, you need to create rules behind it so that you can trade correctly. So you could have gone long or short here and long up, but these are nice. This area right here, which is we just knew, that's why I was going over this would be an easy trade. So remember I talked about that 50 period moving average sitting about right here. I just want to make sure I get it correctly so we understand this trade. So the next time it comes and gives itself, you guys can take advantage of it. So it looks like the 50 period moving average was sitting 221 here. So let's go to the 5 minute. So 221 would have been right here. So our stop would have been roughly about 221 right here. So 221 would have been our stop. This is going to be our risk right here. So it's roughly going to be about, what is that, 500 points roughly. And then we were looking to get another 500 points, right? And we got that within the first 2 hours.
Whoop, whoop.
As you guys can see here, boom, right? Not even that. I think the first hour we hit 1,000. Boom, yeah. So that was a 500 points.
Giving that one a power up.
Yeah. And then from there, once we go that, again, we take off 60 to 70%, put that in our pocket. Thank you. And then we let the one run. Now, from there, once it gets us that 1-to-1, we then move our stop to the local low. Okay. So I'm going to actually make this red just to make it clearer. Then we're going to move this to 1 point below. Okay. And again, we're setting us up to get liquefied.
Liquefied.
Yeah, because the reality is they might come, but the thing is they also may drop it. So we want to secure our profit. Excuse me as I cough. So as you see here, we could have just placed it right below or whatever you feel more comfortable with, right? And then we see it go up. Now, a lot of times it will come and take us out. But again, I'm looking for, if we can get 30 to 40% daily, right? Over a period of 3-4 weeks, 2-3 months, you'll have a sizable account to take advantage of. And then once that happens, then you can decide to let things run more. But the key is to build up that account so you can trade it and be able to make income off of that. Again, not financial advice. This is educational and social purposes only. So educational and social entertainment purposes only. Okay, so I want you guys to see this trade here because this is what I use a lot. This is what I use. Okay, and so you can see we came in on our 15-minute. It was pretty darn clear. It came in, it sold off. And then we saw it start to pick up. So it was a pretty nice trade here.
All right, Pedro, I'd like you to, I know this is difficult and you'll give me the frown face and say they need to know this. But I need you to give like the 3-sentence summary of the trade. I was looking for it to come here, the moving average, this and that. Let's see if you can give us that.
Market was coming down for the week. It was Friday. People took off their shorts for the week. Here's the liquidity pool. It went up.
That's what I was looking for, is that the market wants to move. It doesn't just go to where people want to FOMO and where any certain market maker wants it to go. It goes where people put their money in the liquidity, and the market seeks that out because if there's lots of money there, then big orders can get taken there.
Stops.
Good people can get. The big people that put in big orders can take out lots of little stops all at once. And so market seeks out that liquidity. And Pedro drew that box down there yesterday, and said, it's likely to come down to this area. And it came right down to that area and touched it.
We drew this weeks ago.
Yeah, you're right. We did. You were talking about it yesterday. Yeah, you were talking about it yesterday. But it said it was going to come down. It literally came right down to it and touched it. Actually, it traded through it just a teeny bit. Just a little market momentum got it through there.
But that's what I was saying. The whole entire point here, that everything that I was just saying was literally we were going to come down. It ain't. I told you this is the area that we're looking, but it should blow through that because it's going to get the liquidity from the stops. There was a whole entire 30-minute segment that I had on yesterday's show explaining that.
Right. I was looking for the 10-second one though, so the new people, the degens that showed up, knew what the skills were that you were showcasing here. We got a lot of new degens in the house. Pedro does day trading differently than a lot of people. A lot of people are looking for double tops and wedge patterns and that type of stuff. And Pedro says, I need to find the liquidity because where the liquidity is where the market's going to go. And he waits for the market to retrace and grab it. He doesn't say, okay, it's going to go down here and then play a short here and then play a long here. He says, I wanted the market to prove out my theory by coming down here first, and then I'm going to buy. No. I've never seen you once short it to your area and then go long to your.
Well, because a lot of times I do that. We talked about going short yesterday around 12 until it comes down to here.
Yeah, but you were talking about it. Maybe you didn't say, this is what I do.
Company's just calling me. Give me a second.
All right, Pedro's getting the insurance company again here, talking to him. Anyway, let me bring up the Bitcoin price back up. While Pedro's doing that, let's flip over to the Elon Tried group. Thank you for everyone that's pumping our viewership today. I really appreciate it. If you got any questions, obviously Pedro said he was going to try and go over the chart here and do a little technical analysis of it. That's the Bitcoin chart. But as you can see, we're up to 81% on the bonding curve right now on Elon Tried. It's kind of below me here. And right here. You see it? 44 Solana. It's up since we started the stream. It's up 2.5 Solana. You guys can do it. Obviously, this is not financial advice or anything like that. Not promoting a meme coin here. What Pedro and I is promote. You guys do whatever you want with your own money. Invest however you want, and we give advice on what. Let me rephrase that. We give our opinions on the market, not advice on what to do. But my opinion is that these green candles over my shoulder here are a good thing. Since the launch down here at 4,000, it's done pretty much just go up. A little bit of profit taking here, a little bit of profit taking there. And as we always say, that's good. It's good. For those of you who think that, oh my God, it can only go up. That's not how it is. In fact, there's a lot of trading methods out there in which you just get used to being in the negative for a little while you're building a position. Not necessarily through just pure DCA and dollar cost averaging, but through position building based on divergences and where Fibonacci levels and that type of stuff. But the level that's counting right here is that we're going to push to 28,000. Let's get that to 28,000. Let's get Vanna White up here. Maybe Mrs. Striking will do it. Come and turn the numbers here to get that up to 28,000. I'm guessing it's going to take 2 more salamis to get it up there. Donald Ray Alexander says, I'm loving me some Pedro, the beard of crypto knowledge. Yes, he is. He is the knowledge of it and does a very good job of it. And he's a full-time trader. He does this for a living. And thus the only problem is that he has years of experience. And a lot of people don't have years of listening to this type of stuff. So it's difficult for new people to come in and just get what he's saying. It took me a long time. And you still see me up here getting cross-eyed. But I'm learning a lot, and I'm moving back into the trading markets after being out of them for about 40 years. Well, not 40, since 92 is when I last worked in the commodities markets. I know How many of you guys were alive in 92?
Alrighty then. Can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
see me?
yes, we can. Let me turn your camera back there on Pedro. There we go.
Man, hopefully this stuff gets taken care of. Okay, let's focus here. Okay, so the key point here is this, is I do take shorts, I do go long, but the key is most people can't handle doing both. And so, but I do say, look, you can go short from here to here. I'm expecting it to go down there. Now, sometimes it takes longer than what I expect, but I said, if we break this area of support, always expect for it. So you saw we broke it, we came up, and then we sold off. Here is yesterday's liquidity pool, right? This is the low for the evening, right? This actually right here was the low. So this is the start of the day, which was right here for yesterday at 8 for the CME.
But jiggle your mouse around so people can see it.
Let me just, I'll point it, I'll make it clearer right here. So right here, I'm gonna make this big old bold right here.
Well, welcome everybody on Rumble. Let's share it with your fans here. If we get it up, there's 15 people watching. If we get it up to 25, we get to read another one of those ads. We'd really love to be able to do that. Yes.
Please hit the share and post it on another platform. And then in doing that, you can actually go through and click on it. And it actually helps us out quite a bit. Did you do the little thing that we did?
I shared it as much as I could.
It works, like legit, right? So I think it's really interesting. But thank you guys for coming in today. If you're new to us, please log into the Rumble platform, create a profile. You don't need to pay. It's for free. And then all we ask you to do is just to share it. I'm giving real knowledge here on how to take advantage of some of the inefficiencies in the market. And I think it's really important. I just want you guys to take a little bit of this. Like, I'm trying to give you guys real knowledge. I've heard multiple people straight say, real traders do not go live on YouTube giving real knowledge. And they're right. They are right. 100%. But I had a friend of mine who got taken advantage from by one of these gurus on YouTube. And it frustrated me a few years ago. And I said, bro, you literally have me. Why are you going on YouTube? And he goes, I just wasn't thinking. And I totally understand, but man, you have me. So then I started thinking, you know what, maybe I should start doing a YouTube show just to kind of give people basic understanding on trend, what's actually happening in the market, the nuances of trend analysis, so that you can actually gauge how to develop your trend analysis, how to develop a way to look at the market as it trends, either on a daily, weekly, monthly, or intraday time frame. So you can see right here, this is yesterday's open on the CME. I hate to say right now, but the CME is still in control, and they're the ones in power over Bitcoin. Bitcoin first started off as a future on the CME, and so this is the
long time ago, I might add, like in 2017.
Yes. And it was funny, at the time I was still trying to learn how to completely be a full-time trader, and I ran into a guy in Westport, Connecticut. He had leveraged his house literally on, and he bought Bitcoin at like I think it was 15,000, 16,000 or something like that. And he took out like $200,000+ in his house. And I said, bro, don't do that. And I said, it's going down. I'm telling you, it's going to go down. I said, at that time, like, we saw the euro going up. I said, the euro's going to go down. He goes, you don't even have room. Look at you. You're an Uber driver. Look at you. What do you mean you can talk to me? Who even makes you think you can talk to me? Because I've been in finance for 40 years. I've been a trader. And he goes, excuse me? And I go, and at the time, he intimidated me because he had all these years and all this stuff. And I said, listen, I look at charts. I've been looking at charts for 15 years at the time, 15, 17 years. And I said to him, please, I'm telling you now, Bitcoin is coming down because, and at the time I was just really starting to understand institutionals and how they play. And I said, they're pushing this market up to drop it. And he goes, where do you think it's going to go? And I go, honestly, it's probably going to come back down to 10,000. Or honestly, I really see that 3,000 area as Bitcoin drop. He goes, you're crazy. Bitcoin's going to 100,000. I go, not right now. I promise you that. And I said, look at the volume. It's going down as it's going up. You have a divergence. Go look that. Please take your Bitcoin out. You're in the positive.
Pay your mortgage off, right, or your loan off that you took against your house.
Yeah, and then buy it at the 10,000 or potentially that 3,000. And he goes, you don't know what you're talking about. And he got out of my car, and he was not happy. It was my first time really dealing with somebody who was believing something that wasn't necessarily in his
super maxi.
He just wasn't a maxi. I mean, I know super maxis
or maybe just super brainwashed. Just, you know, people just get that euphoria, and that, as you say it every day, literally every day, the dopamine hit. And he was getting it. He was getting it, and there's nothing you can do about it. It was like the fentanyl people. There's nothing you can do to stop them. They're just gonna do it because they're craving that feeling they get in their brain.
It breaks my heart. I hope he's still doing well in my heart. So let's talk about this here real quick. All right, so you can see here, this is a liquidity. This is the starter day of the CME of 2017. Okay, this is why they're powerful, because they hold a lot of this. And so in the same sense, their open is important to pay attention to because a lot of times there's liquidity there. So this is the 6 o'clock open on the CME, which is 1800, and that's Eastern time. Tom, you'd be proud of me. All right, so that's this
totally.
Here. So you can see right here that you saw it go up and then came down, hit the liquidity. There are stops sitting right here. Then what do we see? We see it go up, right? And you see a decent amount of volume coming in as we see it go up. This happens almost every single day. All right, here's the high. Right, here's the high. Okay, here's the high for that trade. Look, it came in, right? My trend mechanism is once I start to see, this is divergence, indication of divergence. When I see my 8 and my 20 really start to get out of whack, okay? And because of that, I then sit there and say, we're seeing divergence. If I'm not seeing a lot of demand wicks and more supply wicks, right, then I know we're coming down. This is on a 5 or 15 minute. This is my entry time frames that I use. I use 2. So because you can use in crypto leveraged systems, you don't need a 20 to 1 or 100 to 1, a 2 to 1, a 3 to 1, right? Trade off of that, you can get like consistently making money. And that's what I want you guys to do. Is right, there's so many of these plays every single day that you can trade. Right, you can see, right? You saw it come down, pulled back. We hit a higher time frame SMA at that level, which is right here. Here's your high, here's your low, boom. We saw I hit the 20 period moving average or the 200-day period moving average, which is the 20, the 400 and 200 on the 1 hour. Then we saw it come down. So these little plays, you can sit there and play it every single day, right? And with a small amount of risk. And then I've taught you guys how to gauge when the actual trend is starting, right? You want to see higher highs, higher lows, coming back down, seeing volume step in, right? And those are super important to be able to be paying attention to. So I want you guys to go through and pay attention to that. And these are the values that this is the value I'm trying to bring to you guys. So you have a good amount of just good value. I want you guys to get good value. I want this to be real for you guys. And that's it in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and check out. What is everybody saying on YouTube here real quick?
They're just talking Elon tried. And I kept telling them that when you come back, you take a look at their chart.
All right, let's check out Elon Tried. Hey guys, do me a favor over at Elon Tried. Can you guys go in, humor us, and click into why am I forgetting what it's called now? Come on, bud. Rumble. Click into Rumble and log into that. Please hit the thumbs up button. This is going to help us out as I go over Elon Tried. Do us a favor. and make it really worth my while, right? And go into Rumble, create a profile, it's free. Then from there, hit that thumbs up button and share button onto your preferred social media, whether that's X or whether that is Facebook or whatever one you want to use, whether it's Blue Skies. I love to be on Blue Skies. I want people to rip on me on Blue Skies.
Jesus, literally our next ad that's up is for Truth Social, their competitor.
There we go. Okay. But please do that, guys, because that helps us out so much. And then go in and click on that link that you shared. That helps us out immensely. So when I go over, literally, Elon Tried, the max amount of viewers will show up on Rumble, which will help us out immensely. Okay, so if you want to get the maximum eyes with the people who are in crypto, which the majority of the people on crypto are looking at Rumble now, this is what you want to do to help maximize your bags to get it out there. So that's why I'm trying to get you guys to do this over on from YouTube. Go over to Rumble and do that, and it will maximize our viewership on Rumble, and it will help out a lot immensely. And those people are going to come on and they'll see Elon Tried and go, oh, dope, dude, there's something like this. Okay, yeah, baby, yeah. So,
you guys are just listening to it today. I have to listen to him every day. Donald Ray, Elon is about to talk about Pedro's chart. Pedro is about to talk about Elon's chart right now, as a matter of fact.
Yes, Donald, I need you to, so that we get the max amount of people to really look at the chart and get people potentially to look at it and buy it. If you, and I wish you would hear me, hear the words coming out of my mouth, so we can get the max amount of viewers to see what I'm about to go over. Okay? Help me help you. Go to Rumble on our show. Take the show here real quick. I'm gonna post it in the YouTube. Here, that's the Rumble link, and then from there, click on that, share that to your preferred social.
All right, Pedro. I think they got the point.
And dude, I swear, bro, like I feel like a douche, but it's just like, come on.
I think most of the people have, because the YouTube crowd has gone very low now, and the Rumble crowd is way up.
Alrighty, if you guys do it, it will help immensely, and then we can get. And once we, by you guys, and this is the other part, go through, if you do that, you need to click on that link. So what you share, you need to go in, copy that link, post it into a, what do you call it?
Incognito browser.
Incognito prep browser. Click on it. And then all of a sudden, the algorithm goes, oh, snaps. People like these guys. What are they talking about? And then the algorithm sends us out to like 50. And just even me and Tom doing it boosts it up. If we had like 4 or 5 other people doing it, it's like, holy moly, what just happened? These guys rock the mic like whoop, whoop. And then we get people to watch us. And in doing that, that then helps us out immensely when it comes to the show itself. And then when we go over Elon Tried, I'm going to be able to get enough people to come in and look at it and go, oh, dope. What is this? And then we'll go over the contracts. Shizzle my nizzle. So it's giving you guys heads up so you know, so you guys understand. Maddie, I am streaming. Oh, dang girl, that's what's up. Pixie, thank you, Miss Pixie. Really appreciate you immensely. You rock the mic like rama lama lama di ding the dang dong. Sorry, I'm just a big nerd. Okay, so here we go. Boom, copy, and I'm doing it as well. So as we speak, you guys know this. Boom, repost. I think I've actually been shadow banned on. Come on, dude. Will they let me do it? Share. Boom. Here we are. Check me out today. Here we are. Boom. And then
Mikester, thanks for joining us. Mikester, yes, I made sure the DVR was enabled for you. So glad you could watch us and pause it when you have to go mine some fiat.
Definitely. And it's cool. I didn't know we could have a DVR thing. That's actually really cool.
No, it's just not like on YouTube when you just pause and then you press play, it picks up where it left off for live shows. But sometimes if the creators turned off that ability, because if I turn that off, then they don't cache it and it's a higher quality.
Oh, I got you.
But you only really need that if it's a sporting event, because the higher quality really matters for sporting events, fast-moving stuff. You know, like for us, if I'm doing this, my fingers blur, but who cares? I mean, you know, no.
Your fingers blur? No. That's not good that your fingers are blurring. I almost feel like that's like the whole entire Back to the Future type of thing, right? All right, so let's go over some big moving here real quick, because I'm trying to get how many people we got over there, my friend.
Just 20, and we need 33 now. They dropped the smaller ad.
Really?
Well, they probably gauge it. If they see it increasing, they probably drop the. It's probably dynamic, just like airline pricing. If you got more, they probably raise it up to try and get you to incentivize you to get to the next one.
Here we go, guys.
Let's see here.
Get that going here. We're trying to help you guys out there so that you can get it going. Okay, here we go. Post.
All right. While we were begging for viewerships, there was a sell in Elon Tried. So people take their money and run. That's so funny.
So, ooh, guys, that ain't good. I don't like that. Are we talking it's a big sell or a small sell?
No, just a small one.
All right.
But I was calling for people to pump it. I'm like, come on, guys, pump it. Pump your own token. Want to see green. You know, there's nothing better than being a show host and having the chart you're looking at get more green. That's how it works. It's like instant validation of like, yes, I am somebody.
Yeah, I don't really care about that stuff.
All right, Donald, Ray, just give us a like, give us a comment over there on Rumble. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Helps a lot. It's like they make it so hard for them. Did this actually go? Holy moly, they actually did it. Nice. So I found out if you tag Elon, then you don't, it actually doesn't let you, it won't let you post whatever you're trying to post. So I'm realizing that, so you can't just do that.
Oh, on X?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, tagging him never works. I'm pretty sure you get downrated.
Yeah, that is exactly what it is. Because I just posted today. Like yesterday I posted, didn't get anything. And then today I posted, but didn't put him in it. And it actually allowed me to post it. So it's actually really...
No, you should be able to post it. That's not a problem. It just won't get any views.
Oh, wow. So that saddens me immensely.
Well, it's because they've switched to AI now. The people you tag is only meant for them to notice, and they did away with hashtags, so those don't work anymore, except for just making a search. Like if you want to be able to click everyone at a trade show using the same phrase, that works. But since they have AI now, it just reads your tweet and understands it and comprehends what you're talking about, and search is much better now. Anyway, go over the chart there. They got a lot of them here.
Alrighty, guys, let's check this stuff out. I am set up on Rumble. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us as well as that live stream here as we're going over. All right, so I'm going to pull up here real quick the boom. Miss Kimber, I was speaking with yesterday, and she sent me the actual pump fund. Boom, and then here we go. Pump fun. Woo! Sorry about that. That was real. It's amazing. When you sneeze, like it feels like a violent thing, dude. Now I know why people were like, you know, they were like, dude, not cool. They're like, you need to bless that person because like when you sneeze, it's a real thing. Not reject all. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. We're seeing some cells come in. I do like that actually. Boom, 4 hours. Boom, it's just been pumping. Okay. Boom. Check out Solana. Let's check out market cap. Okay. And I also like the amount of time frames now that Pump Fund has now delivered. I got more than one. It's got 1, 5.
Right, they fixed their charting up pretty well there.
Yeah, I wish they had a 2 hour. Again, the 2 hour is important because it's the intro time frame between your 1 hour and your 4 hour. So again, if you Pump Fund can be hearing me as a trader, I need a 2 hour because we are streaming live on Pump Fund right now.
It's off.
Why?
Because it was technically difficult.
Oh, we couldn't do it?
No, we can't. Only the dev can do it.
Oh, okay. Oh, technically, okay, I got you. Yeah. Well, we'll have to work on that with her. So,
check your spam for your Rumble codes, but at least if you're watching it, it helps the viewer count there. But I will mention to them that if they have to wait 15 minutes for a confirmation code, it's ridiculous. You should get it. Should get it right away. I do not see it streaming. I just see a black screen. Like I would see it if it is audio only. Says there's 16 people watching it. You know what? Let me refresh the old page there. Maybe that's what I need to do. Oh, it is. Well, good job. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, we got 16 people on Pump Fun. Thanks for watching us on Pump Fun, everybody.
Whoop, whoop. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you guys for watching us today. Look, we do this every single day. We go over the markets. We go over news. We go over European news, American news, Dubai or Middle East news, as well as what crypto is doing in relationship to what we're seeing in the market. Love for you guys to come and watch us. This would rock the mic. All right, guys. And we're called DYOR Media Network to you guys over on Pump Fun. That's DYOR Media Network on YouTube as well as on Rumble. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and check out some of these markets here. Boom. Seeing high. I like the pullbacks. Decent pullbacks. Boom on your 5. It's still fairly new, guys, so I want to play here. Boom, coming down. Nice little demand. Boom, popped off. Consolidation here. Push back. Good area. You see how we constantly pull back to that first demand area. Here's the first demand area. You see it pull back. So these are nice structures. Here's the first demand area we pull back to. So we should then see it continue up here. And so let's pull this price here. Again, this is, let me go to USD market cap here. Boom, 1 minute. Let me check out also the 4 hour looks really, really bullish, but I would expect a pullback here. So this pullback pulling here is a nice little area. There we go. Right here. See, and for me, I need that 2-hour area because I need to see what's actually happening here on that 2-hour chart. I'm gonna have to break it off.
I wonder if it's on GM, GN, AI.
You want to check it for me real quick?
I am.
There we are. Okay, boom. Okay, right there. Expect that because we have the pre. So do you see? So there's a couple areas that we could play off of this. Oh shoot! Live. Oh, this is so dope. What is going on? Dax paid. And you can actually share. Why can't I see it? I gotta figure out why I can't see it. Request. Oh, I gotta log in with my own coin. Okay, I see. All right. So
yeah, it's on GM, GN.
As a 2-hour.
Let me look, see if it has a 2-hour here. 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. No 2-hour.
I gotta have that 2-hour, man. 2 hours is really important. We're gonna have to go to hour, and we'll see here. It's 12 o'clock. 1, 2. Okay, so it's roughly still the same spot here.
It seems that the pump fund stream needs to be refreshed periodically. If you're watching it on pump fund and the screen goes black, it's usually pump fund's really crappy player, and you just got to refresh the screen. That's what I had to do.
Oh yeah, it's not working either way. That kind of stinks. But I haven't logged in.
I'm watching it. It's live for me.
Oh, it's interesting. And not for me. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, here we go. Let's check this out here. Wow, that's not working for us, but we can still play here. So we're seeing here that this nice little pullback, this nice little pretty pullback here. I like this area as a way to potentially get in. This would be, yes, the 2-hour wick here that correlates. So that would be, I'm trying to think, what time frame is this? UTC. Wait a minute. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, we got trouble right here in River City with the capital T that rhymes with P. With everybody says stands for pool. All right, cool. So this is a nice little. Yeah, if anybody knows, yes, I am a dork. Yes, I am, and I am proud of it. All right. Okay then. Nope, that's not what I was looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen, whatever platform you're watching us on, thanks for watching DYOR Live. For those of you that are new, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the great digital media world. The man above me in the box is Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst. We have a daily talk show called DYOR Live on the DYOR Media Network. We have a lot of different shows. We have the Crypto Swamp Creatures, a podcast, two for our Washington, D.C. talking heads. Chris Alexander and Justin Wallin talk about where the nexus of the digital world meets Washington, D.C. And Justin's a pollster, and he actually called the election for Trump to win on our network before anyone else. Before Fox called it, before News Nation, Newsmax, MSNBC, they just called it wrong. But
of course they did.
On our network first, before everyone else, they correctly predicted that the Hispanics had overwhelmingly voted conservative and for Mr. Trump. We also have other shows called the AI Life, a show that Pedro and I have been working on with another fellow by the name of Steve Rodrigue, and we're hoping to get our third episode of that out soon. We also have 3 seasons, Netflix-style seasons, of a show called Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked.
Which is coming.
Which hopefully will be into the 4th season here soon, but we've been busy with this show, which is about all the things that go wrong in crypto. And I host the show in which we talk about things that have gone wrong as a lesson to benefit you. You should check those out. I use it's where the idea that education and entertainment, otherwise known as edutainment, came around, and it's kind of the mantra of this whole network. We educate you and entertain you in order to, as the old adage is, we don't give someone a fish for dinner, we teach them to fish so they can eat for life. Let's see, Dex Screener does have a 2-hour.
So are we on Dex Screener?
The thing I see on Dex Screener is looked like a rug pull. I don't have the right contract though. Let's look for the contract. There we go. Now I got the right one.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm expecting this. Oh God.
I say they do have the 2 hour there.
On Dex Screener?
Yeah, I'll send you the link. Or you got it?
Yeah. So and Elon Tried is on it.
Yeah. I just sent it to you.
Okay. Nice. We're gonna have to keep this one in our pocket here. Elon Tried, and it was based off our show yesterday, which I think is so dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this thing goes and this one sends, we're literally gonna be part of history there. You know? There we go. Okay, nice. 24,000. Boom. Nice. Showing strength. Boom. I like it a lot. There we go. Give me moving averages. Boom. Nice. Playing off of that. Let's go to the 8 hour. Like I said, this one right here. Let's go ahead and save this one. Why isn't this allowed? I should be able to. Do I got to connect my wallet now to do that? Nah, I shouldn't have to do that. That's dumb.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand why I can't.
Anyway, while Pedro's doing that, once again, everybody on X, thanks for joining us. Thanks for the Elon Tried crew that are joining us on X. And all of you that turned over to YouTube and also onto Rumble. Thanks a lot. Rumble's been really good to us. We've had about 100 viewers so far on Rumble today. Just looking behind the scenes at the totals. Rumble, yesterday Rumble was one of our ads that we got to read. And they're counting on you to support them. They don't get as much advertising as YouTube does because they're a smaller group and they can't charge as much for advertising.
Well,
so they're asking people to become... Right.
They aren't part of the mainstream narrative crazy.
And as I was saying, they tell the truth, and a lot of advertisers don't like the truth. They like the whitewashed truth, or a lot of advertisers think if like just one style of wrong ad appears during their stuff, that their brand will be tarnished forever, which we all know because on the internet we've seen a bazillion ads. Do we care if a Chevy ad appears during a gun? Well, no, Chevy and guns would go well, but during an apple pie, or a pancake batter show? No, of course not. No, who cares if nobody cares about that stuff, but YouTube thinks it's a big deal.
It's interesting because I feel like yes and no with that. It's like yes and no. Anyways, let's go ahead and go over here real quick. We have 120 holders here with them, so dude, that's pretty decent when it comes to the fact that they've been on for about 2 days here. On top of that, we're watching it kind of push up here on the 8 hour. Our 4 hour is looking good. We should be coming up to the 8 hour here on the 4 hour here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the next 8 hours should be around 12 o'clock. Boom. I just want to make sure that this is. Why does it keep switching to? Where's New York? All right, here we go. Okay. So these guys, which by the way, I like that screener's layout on their chart. They actually have it correct in regards to the right support and resistant areas. because the way that they correlate their hourly, 2-hour, 4-hour, 8-hour, and daily charts, they actually make sure that it's on the correct time frame, unlike TradingView. It correlates, and they do a great job. So keep doing that. Please, please keep doing that, Deck Screener. That is a great job. Okay. Boom. There it goes. Boom, boom. All right, I like this area here because this was previous high. I'm gonna mark this also on. So this was the previous high here. And so I'm looking at this because if we do have a pullback here, this is a great area of that 401477 area, right? On top of that, if we go down to our smaller time frames, we actually can see it that, oh wait, where are you at? Indicator should have been pulled up. You can see here that our 20 period moving average sitting right here. This is where our 8 period moving average is going to be following on the daily. The daily controls everything. So if we can keep the daily good, like I want to see pullbacks to go higher, right? As it goes higher, create a new higher high. Then I want to see pullbacks, healthy pullbacks to those areas to show that it's just not crazy. One thing that made Godius Maximus so strong, right? If we can remember that, is that it had healthy pullbacks during the day so that people could take profit and then buy back at lower pricing, right? And then we would see 2 or 3 days pull back to a healthy 8 period moving average. And so this is what made it, people kept making money and putting money into it. So it's really important to be able to pay attention there.
Pedro,
and I like that. Yes.
It's that time. It's that time that I get to read an ad for another Rumble thing. So pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, part of our Rumble Creator Program, we get to read ads for them periodically, and we're going to do that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Now is your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped. Only 1,000 units have been made. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits harder than a CNN fact check. The smooth medium roast and the vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus. No crash at all. No. All single origin, small batch, toxin free and mold free. Plus you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. We need the eagle. The eagle thing there. Yeah, there we go. A frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's political opinions, and a black 1775 tumbler that says, "I don't take life advice or caffeine from a woke sea witch." $175 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give that again. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. Start your day with coffee that actually backs what you believe in. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 1775 Coffee. Thanks for allowing us to run that ad. We're running the Eagle Scream once again.
Let's go. Dude, Pixie was telling me she was camera ready today. So, shoot, if we want to bring her on, or unless you've got a
I don't have any of that set up today.
Okay, it's cool. It's all right. Pixie, come Monday. You come on, let's go. And it's going to be game on, like, let's go. Now, when it comes to Elon Tried, I like the fact that it is pulling back. We're not just literally having nothing but buys. We want a decent sell-off here, but I like it going from basically, did it get bonded? What's bonded?
No, we don't want sell-offs until it's bonded.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
to say.
Then
we want to get on radium, and then it can fluctuate normally. Right now, we just want moon, pump it to get on radium.
All right, there you go.
Expose it to the danger of the sale, as they say. Get it on radium. Get all the people that watch it. There's a lot of people that just don't invest in them until they get to radium. Because then
Gotcha.
they know we've got a community, passes a couple of the big tests for that.
You know who I think might want to, like, if what's his name? Shogun, man, look, dude, jump in. It's only 18,000, dog. 18 to 20,000. You get in, pump it, push it up, then bring it back down if you want it, my dog. And I don't mean pump it and then drop it. I mean, he's a holder.
Pump it and
so,
pump
like,
it and pump it and pump it.
Yeah. Happy Friday, Pedro. Moon. Let's go. All right. So as you guys can see here, that Elon is showing some strength. So it's cool to see. We've seen it go from basically a couple $1,000s to jumping. And I want to make sure, how much did it come from?
Started at a $4,000 market cap, I believe.
Was it 4,000? All right. So you can see from 4,000, it pushed all the way up to the first day here. Give me 1 second. To 15,000, and then from 15,000, shot all the way up to 25,000. So Elon tried. Let's go. All right. 4K. There you go, Pixie. I've added the dev wallet to liquidity once it hits Radium. Nice. That comes from the dev right there, which is Pixie. Many of you guys know her. She's had a few projects. She's also been on the show a couple times. So cool. As you guys can see, Elon Tried is looking fairly good. For me, I like the pullback here coming in. It's something that I want to see here. Again, that's this area right here for myself. All right, for Elon, and we've talked about this right about here. Right, this was the previous high where we saw that volume come in, and then right there we'll push up, come back down, and then push back up again. Let's go into here.
Donald Ray, likely Monday.
All right, let's go over this here. Where are you at? Info line, extended line. No, there we are. That's the one I want to see. It's right there. Okay, so we see this here. Push up. Come up. Boom. So I would expect to see this. See this come up. So I'm expecting to see a 30,000. We should see it continue up to that 30,000 for the next pullback. And this one, because it's a 3-tier, right? So boom, boom, and then we'll see it pull back. You can see typically the pullbacks are roughly about the same area here. So you can see here, pullback area. And you have different types of pullbacks. You have like a 1 hour, you have a 2 hour, you have a 4 hour pullback. And each one, the pullbacks are a little bit different. So you can see here, right? So that's a 2 hour. So this was the 1 hour. This is a, it's like a 4 hour pullback. And so this one here, I'd expect to see something like this, maybe a little bit further, probably come back down to that 20,000 or maybe 14. And then to see it again, continue from there, which then you would have a major pull up from here. So this would probably pull back to about here or there. If it pulls back to there, then you would expect to see a full push. We'll say right here, boom. And then this would be something like that, where it pulls back from that 14,000 area and probably hit that 40,000 area again, and then again see it pull back nicely. Alrighty then, there you guys go. There we go. Actually, we'll leave that there because
it's that time of the day.
Yes.
And it's Friday, 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 Friday.
There we are.
Welcome, baby Draco, to the show. Our good friend Jesus from Sucker Free City, San Francisco. Car dealer extraordinaire out there. Moving the iron, as they say in the car dealing business. Got to move that iron every day. Show work. What are you going to do? Got to move the iron. If you're in San Francisco and want to buy a high quality used car for under 10 grand, maybe up to 12 grand now. I think inflation's pushing his prices up. Go see on the list, baby Draco. Otherwise, his name is Jesus. He's our car dealer sponsor. He doesn't actually sponsor anything. He just has the best names on YouTube. He's been entertaining us for years here now.
Years. He's epic. He's our dude. He's pretty cool.
Pedro, before we go for the day, well, first of all, we'll continually thank all the degens and meme people that showed up today, and we're happy to be part of that. But there's 67 people watching it on X.
That's what's up, 67.
Pedro, let's close off with just a wrap up with Bitcoin here. For you people that are new, our show is generally 12 to 2 o'clock here on Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time we're on now. For those of you that are on other time places, we're UTC -4, 12 o'clock. And we're pretty much every weekday here, depending on Pedro and I's schedules, usually depending on mine, when I go away for a while. But anyway, we're here all the time. Generally, a couple of days a week, we're talking about the markets and what's going on individual things and politics and topics of the day. Tuesdays we do is called Technical Tuesdays, in which Pedro goes off over the larger market indicators, everything from the US dollar to bonds to price of gold to crude oil and all these types of things that in the big picture you may go, ho hum, I don't care about that, but they ultimately now affect the price of Bitcoin, as Bitcoin has joined the ranks of a major market indicator, and we all know they all feed off each other. So he gives you the rundown on that, and and you learn a lot of stuff on that show. And then the rest of the week, we end up with degens like you people on here. And so we have a lot of fun with that. We call it edutainment, education and entertainment here on the DYOR Media Network. And of course, I have to say, if you are a project out there wanting to sponsor our network or hire Pedro and us to shill for you at your trade show or anything like that, I'm going to turn my screen on for a second here, Pedro. Go to our website, dyornetwork.media, and we have a sponsorship page here. First of all of our shows here, DYOR Live, The Crypto Swamp Creatures, The AI Life, Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked, DYOR Now, which is snippets from our live show that we put out on video, Full Rand Friday, which is an X Spaces that Pedro periodically does, Crypto Chit Chats with Carmen Crypto, and the Space Lounge AMAs. Those last two have been on hiatus for a while, but are around if we need to do them. And then, of course, our sponsorship page here. Sponsor our shows, hire our personalities, get your brand to the right audience, or get the right speaker for your community. Hire us. And we're always looking for sponsors, product placement, segment sponsors, technology sponsors, trade show sponsors. Contact us. And that's what Pedro and I do here. So anyway, we can go ahead and finish off with B and the T and the C.
All right, guys, let's check it out. So this is pretty much setting up for next week. Okay, and we may see continuation down into next week to touch the areas that I was talking about, hitting that 95, 91 area. And 91. Then from there, yeah,
we go make some money. We go make some money if it goes down to 91.
Are you not paying attention? I don't think you're paying attention. We've talked about that now for since last month, right? Like I said, I set this up so we can understand. All right, guys, so let's check this out. We talked about last week, which was in May, right? May, I said, guys, expect a downturn, right? And if you go back and you look at some of our shows last week, you'll sit there and see that I talked about expect a sell-off into last week to create the seller monthly wick, which was right here. Okay, so this is that monthly chart. We went over the weekly chart. I said, expect us for this week coming in, which was last week. I said, expect us to go up and down. And so this is what we saw then, right after that. And this was the little area that I pointed out. This area right here is an area where we can expect the market to go up to and then sell off. We saw it hit this area, sold off, right? Then this was creating the seller wick or the supply wick for last month. This week, we then went up a little and then we went down. And I said on Monday, if we can't get through the 8 and 20 cross here, expect a sell-off. If we do get above it, expect to get above it with big volume, go up. And if we get above this, expect it to go to all-time highs. If we do not, then expect to see it sell off down to these areas here, which at the earlier route or at the earlier part of the show, I talked about how you can take advantage of this trade. And yesterday, I went over it ad nauseum. So if you want to see the trade play out, basically go back in time and watch the video yesterday and then look at today and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, let's talk about this week coming up. We are on Friday. We know that the CME traders are taking profit and they're getting out of the market, and they're basically not, the CME exchange is going to go basically kind of blank right now until Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. With that said, expect it to go a certain way. So I think we're going to see Bitcoin potentially push back up and tap this area of liquidity. So there's a new liquidity area, right? This is this week. So we have two options over the weekend that we can expect on Sunday and Monday, or excuse me, Saturday and Sunday. We can see Saturday go up and then Sunday come down. And you're probably like, why? Because again, we're going to try to tap at the end of the week. There's a lot of liquidity here at this point. This is the weekly candle.
Just tap it in.
Tap it in, stop everybody out, then continue down. So that's something that I'm expecting, and this is what I expect on Saturday. Saturday, I'd expect it to open up roughly around here. See it go up, have a small candle, something maybe like this. And then on Sunday, see it probably gap up, probably go up, stop people out, and then come back down, and we'll probably see a red candle. Maybe not like that. Let me erase that here. Something of this nature.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro was never a court reporter, a court artist, sketch artist for the courts.
Yeah, that's the truth. All right, so we'll probably see something like that, and then into the next week, see they'll create the wick for next week, I believe on Sunday or Monday, and then from there continue it down to our other level down here. That's what I'm expecting. We'll see how it plays out. But the creation of today's big green candle with not a lot of volume, may I add, not a lot of volume here. So you have a lot of sell volume here.
Right.
This is why I'm expecting this to go down into next week.
Pedro, I listen to you every day here, and I always forget to look at that fund. I don't always forget. I forget many times before I even analyze the rest of what's going on that day. Look at the volume first, because it affects. A lot of times I'll spend 10 minutes looking at this candle and analyzing, and I'll be like, then I'll go down here and go, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense because the volume is blah, blah, blah.
Yes, my man.
Be wary of the sell-off when the volume comes down.
Yes, and so you can see here, we always talk about, if you go through your multiple time frames, right? Are we putting in a lot of demand wicks as we are going up? And no, we are not. You can see a vast majority of these are not, right? Until we get back down to here, okay? And so this is just nothing but profit taking for the shorts for the week. You can see here, similar situation. You can see right here, similar situation here, right? Similar situation, right? This is nothing but I am taking profit because I've been short for the rest of the week. And I'm not trying to defend this because yesterday I put a bunch of shorts in right here, okay, to set up for the week coming up. And again, we're on the second week of this month. Okay, so that's why we're saying, how does the next week going to look? That's why I'm saying I'm expecting this market to sell off again, come down to this lower area. Like I talked about that 95,000 area and then the 91,000 area. It's an if or and situation. You can see here our monthly 8 is sitting around that 95,000 area. But we also have liquidity pools right here on that 91,000. So it depends. Where do they get their orders filled? Are they going to get theirs? When I say they, I mean institutions. Remember, they're always needing orders. So where are they going to get the majority of those orders filled? Are they going to be able to get it at the 8-period, monthly period moving average? Or are they going to get it down at the lower level here that I have marked? I don't know. We'll find out what happens, but I'm expecting this to go down into next week because of the setup we saw on Thursday and the today's setup. Like, I would expect there to be a huge amount of volume for retracement, right? Like you would expect, like, hey, we have that amount of volume.
I don't have your chart up anymore there, Pedro.
Oh, all right.
It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. You've enjoyed us all day here. You've enjoyed my witty humor and commentary. You've enjoyed Pedro's market expertise, and you've enjoyed laughing at our jokes, or just laughing with us, or just laughing at us. Whichever it is, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway, thanks for everyone that watching us. Thanks for all the DGens that tuned in on all the different platforms, especially everyone on X. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thanks you to Baby Draco for watching. It looks like he's a little bit behind right on for the commercial. We'll clip it out and play it back at my shop. Anyway, as I always say, ladies and gentlemen, the man in the box next to me is Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst, expertise extraordinaire. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. We'll be with you Monday, 12 noon UTC -4 for a 2-hour show. And be there. We'll do some more degenning, and we might even refer to it as, instead of Markets Monday, it might be a meme coin Monday. So see you then.